This is the top level of a Shanghai duplex with a river view. The living room has 270-degree floor-to-ceiling windows with abundant natural light. A 70-square-meter terrace, it overlooks the 3-story Lujiazui Tower and is just a stone's throw away from the Oriental Pearl Tower. 160 square meters with 4 bedrooms. Originally priced at $1.403 million, it's now on sale for a special price of $517,600. It comes with a 70-year-old leasehold and is available for non-local. It's hot this year, but when thinking about the home's prices, it immediately makes everyone feel frozen. This year, whether it's a pre-owned home, a new home, or a school district, if you're not willing to lower the price, you won't be able to sell it. I've never seen such a desperate developer willingly reducing the price by $561,000 just to sell the property quickly. In the Yuyuan section of Huangpu District, the unit price is $15,150, lower than the surrounding pre-owned properties at $11,223 per square meter. Lower than the surrounding pre-owned properties at $11,223 per square meter. And lower than the new properties at $28,056. A few years ago, Shanghai, one of China's 4 first-tier cities, was considered the most resilient to market downturns, and many people couldn't afford to buy a home there. But with the Chinese economy in decline, the situation has taken a dramatic turn. The current Shanghai real estate market truly lives up to the saying, there are no unsaleable houses, only unsaleable prices. Developers can't bear it anymore. Now, for $842,000, you can buy a fully furnished, spacious 3-bedroom condo near Central, complete with a 5.2-meter wide living room. This neighborhood is truly great. This year's National Day holiday is almost over. From October 1st to 7th, Shanghai's pre-owned home sales totaled only about 780 units, or about 110 units per day. This is a decrease of 1,353 units compared to the 2,133 units sold in the same period last year. This is a 2/3 reduction in sales during the National Day holiday. Truly astonishing. There are reasons for this. First, just before last year's National Day holiday, Shanghai issued the 9 measures policy, which directly boosted sales during the holiday. The blogger analyzed that this year the Shanghai government issued the 6 measures policy on August 25th, preemptively releasing the benefits. Second, there's a diversion of new home buyers. According to statistics from October 1st to 6th, 988 new home contracts were signed in Shanghai, a 72% year-on-year increase. He believes the price gap between new and pre-owned homes in Shanghai is the primary reason. Third, many potential homebuyers are adopting a wait-and-see approach. Simply put, everyone is waiting and waiting to see how far housing prices will fall. Shanghai's pre-owned housing market is truly cooling. The Shanghai real estate market has been the most resilient in recent years among national real estate markets. However, some have experienced bubble bursts or even collapses. I've previously analyzed Shanghai's peripheral areas, particularly in the north, including Qidong and parts of Haimen near Chongming Island, where housing prices have plummeted by 70 to 80%, a devastating drop. Within Shanghai's administrative area, I estimate that overall housing prices, particularly for pre-owned homes, have fallen by around 30%. Some point out that the total inventory of pre-owned homes in Shanghai is currently approximately 8.3 million, with approximately 380,000 presently listed. However, during this year's national holiday, Shanghai's pre-owned home transaction data was dismal. As of October 8, 2025, Shanghai's pre-owned home sales fell 77.3% month-over-month compared to September of this year, and 63% year-over-year compared to October 2024. This year has seen the worst housing price decline in the past decade, and this National Day holiday saw the lowest transaction volume in over a decade. Total sales during this holiday haven't even reached 1,000 units. This means the daily transaction volume isn't even 100 units. Shanghai housing prices dropping is so bad this time. Some pre-owned homes have been halved and remain unsold for 6 months. New homes the same. The current market is so bleak that not only those with immediate needs can understand it, but even senior citizens who have lived in Shanghai their entire lives are bewildered. Luxury homes, once considered a symbol of wealth and status, are no longer as sought after as they were. Luxury homes in Shanghai have fallen to an unimaginable state.
跳水还迅猛的是上海房价。
Shanghai's housing prices are plummeting even faster than a dive. This 219 square meter luxury home, originally priced at $2.245 million, has now been reduced twice, making it just $705,600. It has a balcony overlooking the Huangpu River in Lujai's Way and a three-piece suite. The living room has 270-degree floor-to-ceiling windows. Utility fees are only $2,800. 7-meter ceilings. It also comes with a 7-meter running track balcony. The entire building is purely residential with 1 elevator unit per floor, accessible by card. Fully furnished with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The CEO of a foreign company is facing massive debt. To fill the gap, he sold his luxury duplex in Hong Kong's North Bund for a 73% discount. The living room features 270-degree wraparound floor-to-ceiling windows, creating a luxurious and grand experience. This mansion is the kind of domineering CEO home everyone talks about. Originally priced at $1.824 million, it's now selling for just $704,000. The agent explains that this 218 square meter mansion has 5 bedrooms on 2 floors, offering unobstructed views of the Huangpu River. It's truly dramatic that the most celebrated CEOs in film and television have to sell their luxury homes. The experiences of Wang Jianlin, the former richest man in China, and his son Wang Sekong are the epitome. I woke up and found that Wang Jianlin and Wanda Group are both deadbeats. The courts have restricted their high spending and they can't even fly or take high-speed trains. No wonder Wang Jianlin looked so much thinner when he appeared in public in August this year. It's all because of his debt. A quick research reveals that the direct cause of these restrictions is that Wanda owes $26 million, which has now not been repaid in time. Who could have imagined that the former richest man who once so calmly declared $14 million just a small goal would today be stumped by this small goal of $26 million? Although the restrictions order was lifted a day later, financial news outlet Ima Finance pointed out that $26 million execution amount reflects the significant financial crisis facing Wanda Group. On September 29, 2025, a Shanghai real estate agency disclosed that Wang Jianlin's son Wang Sekong recently sold his luxury residence, Capital L the Paragon, in downtown Shanghai for $8.627 million. Wang Sekong purchased the property in 2015 for $8.83 million and spent $2.8 million on finishes, totaling $11.6 million. Initially, the mansion was listed for approximately $14 million, but few buyers came in. In January of this year, Wang Sekong lowered the price to approximately $11.2 million, but still no takers. He then lowered the price again to $8.8 million, and the property ultimately sold for $8.6 million. Wang Sekong's sale resulted in a huge loss, underscoring the extreme downturn in China's real estate market and his eagerness to cash out and alleviate financial pressure. How severe have the declines in Shanghai's housing prices been? What a bargain! 27 square meters, $30,862, condo ownership guaranteed. 91 square meters, 3 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, $35,071. Some people noted that the decline in various parts of the Shanghai real estate market this year is more pronounced than in Beijing. From January to October 2025, housing prices in the North Bund area of Shanghai fell from $14,168 to $13,187. In the Tongjiadu area of Shanghai, prices fell from $13,467 to $12,485. And in the Xintiandi area, prices fell from $16,272 to $15,571. Many people are still taking a wait-and-see approach to buying a home. They're hesitant to make any impulsive purchase as prices are expected to continue falling at this rate. For most people, making money is incredibly difficult. When they manage to buy a home, they often struggle to scrape together a down payment, which leaves them struggling to pay the monthly mortgage payments. Furthermore, the Chinese economy is struggling, and the prospect of suddenly losing their job and defaulting on their mortgage payments is truly unbearable for many ordinary people. This has led many people to hesitate when it comes to buying a home. The National Day holiday is over. Hey everyone, what's the overall situation of the Shanghai housing market now? To be honest, condos are really good and the price-performance ratio is really high, but you really aren't buying. The National Day holiday was probably the worst for the Shanghai real estate market in the past few years. Don't forget, Shanghai just recently introduced new real estate policies in September. No restrictions on the number of units sold outside the outer ring road. Buy as many as you want. Of course, looking back now, the policy was completely useless. Shanghai's housing is more and more unworthy. The better the location, the cheaper it is. Homes on Hongmei Road in Jiaiding District are selling for tens of thousands of dollars, while condos with elevators on Bigong Road in Fengshan are now flying off the shelves. Today, I'll use our internal data to demonstrate that these 5 Shanghai neighborhoods are among the top 5 with the largest price drops. Someone lost a Porsche in just 6 months. The blogger stated that the first neighborhood to see the biggest price drop is Meiyuan, New Village in Pudong, where a 70 square meter 2-bedroom condo is listed for $703,000. A few years ago, when the market was booming, this would have started at a minimum of $14,055 per square meter. This condo previously cost $984,000. On the top floor, this 70 square meter condo would have sold for $914,000. Now it's down to $63,249 and no one is buying it. The second community is Chaoyang Village 8 in Zhenru, Putuo. Back then, it was the most sought-after development in the Zhenru area, with prices starting at $11,244 per square meter. The owners adamantly pledged they would not lower the price. Now it's $5,622 per square meter and no one has viewed it for 6 months. The third community is bay-facing Waterdrop Lake New Garden. Initially, the unit was highly sought after, costing over $4 million. Now, even an 89 square meter 3-bedroom condo is unsold at $253,000. The fourth is Songjiang Longyan's waterfront community. This popular project, developed in Songjiang in 2005, initially gained popularity throughout the area thanks to advertising. A 60 square meter 1-bedroom condo was listed at $239,000. But now, even at $2,530 per square meter, it's still not selling. The fifth community is Kongjiang Village 6 in the park area of Yangpu District. Its housing prices once exceeded $11,244 per square meter, with the top floor selling for $10,541 per square meter. The owner of a 100 square meter home sold for $562,000, losing the equivalent of a BMW.
要说上海外环外房价的过去王者
If we talk about the former king of housing prices outside the outer ring road in Shanghai, Pudong's Tongzhen must be the undisputed winner. At its peak, prices reached $16,866 per square meter. Take Greentown Mongolia Garden next to Tongzhen subway station, for example. Last July, a small 3-bedroom 90 square meter condo sold for $1.174 million. I bargained for $1.054 million, but the landlord hung up on me. Over a year later, the same 90 square meter condo is now listed for $1.054 million. The agent bluntly said $984,000 was negotiable. In just over a year, the price has plummeted by around $190,000. The blogger commented that the peak transaction price for this condo in 2022 was $1.588 million, a $562,000 drop in 3 years. While falling housing prices are causing heartache for homeowners, netizens are remaining remarkably calm, pointing out Shanghai housing prices have risen from $422 to $562 per square meter, a 20-fold increase. A decline is perfectly normal and is far from reaching its full potential. Shanghai housing prices have increased over 20-fold in 20 years. They should fall. Why are they so high? They can't. With the impact of economic crisis, the population is declining, and the real estate market is declining. Jack Ma's prediction of cabbage prices is becoming a reality. Don't buy into high-priced housing. If you take out a loan to buy a condo, you're actually buying two, one of which you're buying for the bank. Get it? Others are saying, it hasn't fallen to its full potential yet. How much were housing prices before 2010? House prices in all cities have fallen to the level of 2000. House prices in Shanghai have dropped to $211 per square meter. What would happen if Shanghai housing prices fell to 2006 levels? Housing prices are already almost back to 2016 levels, but some still think the decline hasn't been enough. If Shanghai housing prices really fell back to 2006 levels, you won't have the mood to smile. What does it mean? Back then, homes in prime urban areas were only $984 to $1,124 per square meter. In core areas, the average price didn't exceed $2,108 per square meter. Now they start at around 20,000 per square meter, and in popular areas they've even exceeded $28,111, a difference of more than 10 times. The blogger points out that if Shanghai housing prices fell back to 2006 levels, you can't consider it a bargain. It would likely trigger a systemic chain reaction. Since 2006, many people have relied on loans to buy homes. If housing prices fall back, a large 3-bedroom condo in Minhang district, for example, purchased for $1.124 million in 2020, might now be worth only $112,000, with the remaining loan likely around $730,000, effectively turning the property into negative equity. Families who bought homes after 2015 typically emptied 6 of their family's wallets and took on a 30-year mortgage. 6 wallets is a popular internet term referring to the savings of 6 families of a couple's parents, grandparents, and grandparents-in-law. For example, a 2-bedroom condo in Pudong purchased for $843,000 in 2018 might be only worth $84,332 if it were back to 2006 levels, equivalent to wiping out 15 to 20 years of an average family's income. The blogger also states that if the Shanghai housing prices fell to 2006 levels, it would bring a series of shocks, including a reduction in assets that would cause families to reduce consumption. According to data from the People's Bank of China, every 14-cent decline in real estate prices translates to a 0.7 cent to 1.1 cent reduction in consumption, further dragging down the regional consumer market. Shanghai's real estate sector and its downstream economies contribute 18% of GDP and 15% of employment. If housing prices were back to the level of 2006, it would not be enough to cover the current cost of acquiring land in suburbs. Small and medium-sized real estate developers would go bankrupt en masse, forcing leading companies to lay off staff and reduce costs. Orders in sectors like building materials and decoration would plummet by 70%, potentially leaving over 500,000 workers unemployed. 35% of Shanghai's banking sector's loans are related to real estate. A sharp drop in housing prices would cause mortgages, development loans, and bad debt rates to soar, potentially leading to liquidity crises from some banks, leading to a tightening of all lending and higher financing costs. In other words, even if Shanghai housing prices don't fall to the levels of 2006, a continued decline would still have serious repercussions on many fronts. This reflects the actual state of China's wealthiest city beneath the CCP's relentless slogan of steady economic growth. It's easy to envision the economies of other cities and China's overall economy. Although housing prices are falling, the cost of buying a home, a car, and a betrothal gift remains a significant burden for many young people, putting them under immense pressure. Consequently, a rather amusing scene has emerged in China. A young man unexpectedly married a woman around his mother's age, presumably due to her wealth. This can be described as a tragic tale of youth in the CCP's so-called golden age. Netizen Overseas Breaking News captioned the story. A woman 3 years older than you will bring you gold bricks. A woman 30 years older than you will bring you the throne. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.